All right, welcome to part 4 of this mostly fresh start Rune of Callistor Purifier. We got revered with Malmith last time, so we now have XP pots, which will let us move a bit faster through Ultimate. We're left off at level 70. I think there's a reasonable chance we hit 94 today. All right, so let's find our character. There we go. Should be good on Ultimate. We'll just double check the resistances to make sure there's no issue, and then we should be good. Alright, so drink an XP pot.
You're not looking too bad, but you were...
Good day, welcome in, Viley. Alright, we'll work our way a bit further up, and we'll turn in some quests. We've got plenty of slip necklaces, so we could just turn that quest in when we get to Whitemire. Welcome in. So for two questions. One, do you have the DLC Ashes of Malmouth and Forgotten Gods? And two, what type of play style do you like? Are you more melee, ranged, cooldown caster, and that kind of helps narrow it down. All DLC, good. That makes life much easier. there's Milton. Okay. So yeah, then it comes down to what kind of playstyle you like, because typically if you're starting out, you're not going to have anything in your stash, so you're going to ideally want something where you can farm up some key items pretty easily. Oh, do I may not have killed Julius? I need to do that. My knowledge of PoE is not great. I played a bit of PoE too, but I kind of think the game still needs work. But all right, so you're thinking more melee and more of a hit and run style, or just try to face tank everything. All right. So there are a couple ways you can kind of go with that. Let me see what I can pull up and find here in terms of different builds and what might. Thank you for the follow. What might work. Like. So just gonna link a couple of different so that build is a sword and board physical damage oppressor. The Myrmidon set is blue, which is a lot more common than the legendary purple, so it's fairly easy to get. You can play around some monster infrequent items as well if there are some good legendary options, but there are also things that you can substitute pretty easily. So so that's an option in terms of sword and board. I'm going through. I'm finding a lot of stuff that is probably requires some decent amount of sophisticated endgame gear, but all right. Let's see. What's all right? I don't have the Grim tools, but I'll. There are also a lot of builds. Like you can play a pierce damage infiltrator, which is a Nightblade Inquisitor, or a Blade Master, which is a Nightblade Soldier, and something like that will be pretty generally pretty tanky. I'm going to link you a Blade Master. This does require a bit of maybe endgame farming might not be too terrible, but you can use the green items for a very long time, and the Shattered Realm set, it's a bit of a grind to get there, but once it's also a thing that you can buy once you hit a certain level, so there's no RNG involved in that. And let's see if there's anything else that could be reasonable. For a lot of builds that it's hard to tell exactly how beginner friendly they are, just because I take for granted having a lot of items. But yeah, like in general, you can play. There's also a this is a bad version of it, but it's the Blitz Warlord, which is a bit more hit and run. Most of the items are green, which can be target farm from specific mobs. It's not as good as it used to be, but you can play around that. And also, this is, let me see how bad of a version this is for. Okay, so I use Warcry. A lot of Blitz Warlords won't take Warcry. They'll do different things within the devotions, but like yeah, they're Warlord in general is going to be very tanky. You can play sword and board very comfortably. Um, Blade Master is another option. It's dual wield melee, but still feels pretty nice. And then yeah, Oppressor is also, that's the first one I linked. I know he's doing it, Viley. That's about the extent to which I've followed it. Also, just I'll send this here. Yeah, Blue Vegas. That's a fair point. You kind of and it's yeah, it's set on ultimate, so if you're on normal, obviously your resistances and such will be better, and you have to actually put in your character level. But so I linked the YouTube just because there are a few examples where I did like a dual wield melee Nightblade sort of SSF runs and got them to the point where they could at least take out Lokar, who's sort of the entry level super boss. So that gives at least some idea of what you might build if you want to play more of the Nightblade playstyle, which can be a bit more hit and run. And welcome in, Susie. Yeah, damage is feeling very nice on this. The monster and frequents definitely help. Yeah, okay, we have 118 scrap. We can skip the Shambler. What's up, Master Halls? Welcome in.
Oh, hello, Trap. Move along now.
Doing pretty well. How are you doing, Blue Vegas? And yeah, there is some good stuff on the forums. You'd sometimes have to be a little bit careful, but I'd say the forums are probably a better source of information than something like Reddit or the random builds that you might get if you go on the Grim Tools website for build suggestions. Yeah, and as Viley says, Grim Dawn is generally pretty forgiving. Only thing you can't respec is your mastery. So everything else you can fix. And if you're starting out as, you know, a blade master, an oppressor, a warlord, you don't need to respec your mastery. You just need to figure out what makes the build tick, and then you'll be good. But yeah, in general, so one other thing on Grim Tools is Grim Tools will tell you if you click on a specific skill for item skill modifiers, what target farmable and other items kind of support that skill, and it'll also, you can figure out where those mobs are. So if you have a good option in terms of a well supported skill, you can probably target farm some stuff that'll make the start of the game a lot nicer. All right, let's go back to town, turn in a couple quests.
The debt. I need some time to. Welcome. The cabin's left.
So we have to do this quest before the rest of Act 1 lets us do anything. Okay, so Magi is doing an EOR Dervish then. Interesting. Yeah, Rekt is solid, but there are definitely some people who I will not name who seem to get promoted by the algorithm for reasons unrelated to their Grim Dawn knowledge or lack thereof. So yeah, be careful on YouTube. Maniacal Corrosion's not bad for a leveling ring.
Well.
Oh, we haven't rescued Luther yet. Let's actually do that. I wonder if we... Yeah, he's in the third location. We just looked for the first two. We're rune builds, so generally speaking, we see a totem, we're going to collect it. Okay, we did that. Go back to town. Oh yeah, we should rescue Olgrim as well.
What do you want?
Greetings, chat.
What's with I? Good, you're one of you. That's good. There's Warden.
Alright, quickly rescue Olgrim, and then we'll do Fabric, rescue the apprentice, and kill Warden. I've done a bunch of range characters. Let's see. Let me take a quick look. I've got the character sheet open anyway. Yeah, so Pierce Tactician with the Valdoon set. It's let's see, what else do we have? I've done the Tactician with double Mythical Havocs as well. That's a better build overall. There are different ways that you can make that depending on what items that you have. Let's see what else. Rutnik. Okay, so this is the troll version of Dual Havoc because it uses Lokar set. Don't do this. Use SR set, use a real set. But yeah, this is a build. I'm not saying it's what you should do, but all right, where's the other one? Oh yeah, Lightning Savagery. Yeah, and right. Hagaradian Infiltrator. I'm not gonna try to spell Hagaradian, so. Wait, did we do this already? Oh, here we go. No, we didn't quite get to Olgrim. Alright. That's done. Welcome in, Lucas. $74. Alright, we have a lot of unused skill points. Let's see, we have, what's physique is 35, 35. Alright, we'll get some more physique for DA and health. Alright, do we have anything more in Inquisitor that we actually particularly want to use? Could put more in, I'll just max those as well. And we can get some additional points in. We'll get soft cap. Or can we get another projectile? Not quite yet, okay. Alright, another fabric. Alright, Death Totem. Okay, so this is the low level Ice and Fire, but I mean, just the fact that we got this with +2 artifact handling is pretty crazy. So I do think endgame I want to use the mythical version, but that's still a pretty nice drop. Alright, I'm not going to bother with that shrine. It's not that the shard is that expensive. It's just not worth it. Okay, so we actually can't get an additional projectile here. Put a couple more points in Thermite Mine.
Is it fit? The warden's defeat is a great victory. So you must die before.
All right, so we'll talk to the emissary. Get started here. We may actually spend a little bit of time pushing the map just because we do ultimately want a weapon that's available later in Forgotten Gods. We didn't get it in normal or elite, so we'll just
The emissary warned me of your coming.
do a little bit of Forgotten Gods stuff while we're doing everything else. And then hopefully when we're 94, we'll be able to actually get that weapon. Alright, that was easy. I think Magifer died doing this not too long ago. Alright. We have no plus to demo, so this is kind of not really worth it. Let's put a couple more in the seal, make us a bit tankier.
You've been quite my dear. Then what I this. So you've chosen yes.
Well,
Yeah, SR is gives a lot of XP when you finish a shard. All right. Yeah, we've got a lot of gear to upgrade. Sword is amber, yeah. Yeah. Don't extort this guy. If you're nice to him and you don't kill him, he's a decent vendor in Homestead. The pots he sells are less important now than they used to be, since you can only use so many pots at once, but still not bad to have him around. Yeah. Inflation's hitting everybody, Susie, I guess. Even in Grim Dawn. Yeah, the XP pots are definitely helping. Like, once you get XP pots, it really accelerates the rest of the run so much. Okay, Aether Fire of Void Fire. So I guess this would be good if we were playing a fire build. Oh wait, no, that's wait, what did I get that was Aether Fire of Void Fire? Oh, that's the shoulder blades. Okay, Martin's Crest is preserving of the earth. Yeah, never mind, that's worthless. We're probably going to reset and kill Martin again when the XP pot runs out. But yeah, we won't waste XP pot doing any farming. We'll just continue to push through the campaign. Alright, so we'll get a good initial amount of damage. Probably have to back away when his shield's up, but... Yeah, shields up, but we took him to about half health. Quick million damage. Mythical Rune Singed Handguards. Harmonious of Blood. Guillotine. Alright, so not anything super interesting for this build. Alright, so we'll kill kill Ulraprax. I think I may have called on Goliax the other day, which is a different mob, but also drops a lightning item, I think. So we'll kill the boss. Maybe we'll get a upgraded amulet, and then we'll go through and get the next Rift Gate. And then we'll turn in quests. And yeah, we're already hated with beasts. We will probably endgame. I'm thinking we probably take Kuba Pants for +3 ignition, but Mage Storm of the Aether, unfortunately, is not a good rule for us. So this is another boss we're going to be coming back to, probably repeatedly, until we get a drop that we want. Is anyone else having issues with the stream, or is it just my tablet that doesn't want to cooperate? There was a hiccup. Okay. Hopefully it's fixed, but seems fine now, but dropped for a second. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks for confirming. All right. Gotta roll so bad. I mean, pretty much is a fair description of some of my RNG.
Now that come, friend, right to business.
Alright, well, my monitor doesn't seem to be doing a great job of showing where I am on stream, but at least it's capturing chat, so that's something. You lost the stream as well, Susie. That is not ideal. Let me... Alright, let me try something else. I just want to see quickly. Alright, internet's being weird. Hopefully we continue and it's alright. Alright. Smuggler's Pass, Voldrak, scariest mob in the game when you're leveling, probably. But we at least have the ability to keep a distance. Alright. Stream seems to be doing alright, at least from what I can tell on my end. My tablet is not cooperating, but the other window I have it in seems to be working alright. Alright, yeah, so 15k health, not a ton. Not enough that tanking Voldrak is a good idea. Not that we really want to do that in general, especially with 5% Fizz Res. So... drop runes, go in circles, drop rune. make sure we don't get hit at all. Alright. Voldrak is dead. He dropped a Frenzied of Alacrity, which definitely would have hurt. So glad we did not get hit by that. And now that Voldrak's gone, we can do the totem. So you could do this, but if we accidentally pulled Voldrak, that would be a problem, so... Alright, we actually got a Manticore Poison Gland, which is not super common to get early in the game outside Pine Barrens, but it does happen sometimes. So we now have that quest requirement taken care of, so we just kill Megara. Get a bit more damage for our stun jacks.
My sources are quite good, if I say so myself. I came upon...
Alright, so we could, after we get our XP pot expires, we could do some farming, or we could just wait until 94. We're doing enough damage right now, we might just wait until 94. Nah, shrines and totems don't really stand a chance with runes. Alright. So we drop the portal here, we go to Homestead, and then we port back and do Pine Barrens. Alright, that's going to get us to level 80. This is a combination of Ultimate just having better XP and the fact that we have XP pot. Yeah, some of the mobs are pretty fast. I will say, ever since they gave range builds various potential buffs to max movement speed, I think range feels a little bit better than it used to. All right, let's keep an eye on the XP pot. Make sure we're not turning in quests or anything once that expires. So if we didn't need Martin's Crest, the metal that just dropped isn't bad. But we do need the full conversion, so that won't be used. Oh yeah, it's totally fine to do that in the welcome in G2, but we're not quite at that point yet. We still have like three or 4 minutes probably on this pot. Could kill Blood Feast. But yeah, XP pots are 40,000 iron. It's really not the end of the world if you overlap a little bit. It's just you don't want to waste them if you're doing farming runs and things like that. But I think we'll just wait to farm until 94 anyway. mostly just want to make sure there are no healers. That would be kind of annoying. Everything else seems fine. This guy hurts, and we have the ability to stay at range, so we're going to do that. Yeah, see, even that one little hit was a decent amount.
So how do good.
Alright, we're level 81, so we've got 11 and change levels on this first XP pot. Not bad for not having low car. Well, make that 12 levels. I might even get to talk to Olgrim before this pot runs out.
I wasn't sure. I wish I'm going to check.
I'll skip the pleasant. The Legion is split on two.
Okay, so we're level 82. And now we will actually, let's do some vendoring, and then we can drink a new XP pot, because we're basically at the end. Alright. It's really nothing here that we care about. This ring we might hang on to. The Altos shoulders we're not going to bother with.
I'll hold on to that for you. I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
Alright. So we've done our vendoring. Time to drink another XP pot. Alright, so no quest markers, we just have to find the two elites. We're also going to try to kill Gallus and see if he drops us a decent ring. There is a hidden area that we didn't explore that the other boss could be in potentially, so that might... Nope. Looks like we are all good in that front. Okay, we do want to find and fight Gallus, so I doubt he's going to give me a good ring, but it's worth a shot. Alright, we'll put down some runes. We'll do the combat shrine. Menacing of Alacrity is not great for us. Alright, we're getting close to where mobs can start to drop level 94 gear. They have to be level 89 to drop it, with a couple of exceptions. So that means we, depending on bosses, will be a little bit higher level. But let's see, like Ethereal Amalgamation, for instance, is 88. So he could not drop a level 94 Pulsing Shard quite yet. Yeah, 84. But in a couple more levels, we'll be able to get 94 gear on some drops.
There was much my scouts have reported back from the lands to
We might even have enough insignias. I think we do, actually. Now we talk to Olgrim and side with Death's Vigil.
There are two up. The one you call Ogre.
Okay, we've already have 53 blooms, which is a pretty decent amount. We did do some farming of living rings and stuff like that, so it's not shocking that we have a bit more than we have had on some other SSF runs, but that is going to help with the component crafting for endgame. I think we still have... This is a level 40 shield with a 65 augment on it.
May this.
Let's see, totem. Some of these totems can spawn the mobs that drop the shield we want. Alright, I know we really don't have any plus to demo, but we should start putting a couple points into those. Just feels bad with no plus to demo, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so we got the Bloodgrove Rift. What we're going to do now is push a couple of rifts in Forgotten Gods so that when the time comes, we'll be in a better position to maybe farm the item we need. Forgotten Gods is also usually reasonably fast to get through. So if we do a couple rift gates at a time, we should be in alright shape time-wise. Wait, something dropped. Nothing good, but... Destroyers of Specters, I mean, it's a trash common item, but the affixes are good. Alright, so now I'll do a couple of Bloodgrove area quests. Looks like it's Malkadar's remains right there. Perfect. Okay, Bolvar, you hurt a lot. Duly noted. Okay, Demonic of the Void and Void Touched of the Abyss. Sadly not 94. If they were, I would have picked them up. Alright, found the prisoners. Perfect. Alright, so now let's just kill Karaz and then turn in all the quests then. Yeah, Grimdawn definitely flies under the radar. I picked it up on sale. Gosh, who knows? I can't even remember how long ago. It feels like forever. I thought, oh, this is kind of fun. This is cool. But I got through it once. Then I found the DLC and all the replayability, and I've been hooked ever since. Alright, we got Zarya here. Just want to make sure we don't get hit by the death crystals. Sadly, not a 94 of the Abyss, but all right. Level 94 Stalwart of Shattering, which is absolutely hot garbage. I mean, I guess we'll sell it, but still. And maybe we'll take this Void Touch of the Abyss. It's a level 82, but if we level a character with it for the closing moments until 94, that may not be the end of the world. But yeah, ideally we want to get a shield with a Phys Res prefix and some HP or some good damage. And Stalwart of Shattering is neither of those things for a lightning build. Alright, get the next rift, turn in a couple quests, and we'll push a little bit further up Forgotten Gods as well. We probably will take the Ethereal Essence quest here. We don't need the shrine, but it's good XP.
I am told I could when the Legion was forced to let I've already
You're here.
Okay, level 87. this is a savage totem, I'm pretty sure. We'll do it anyway, but this is only useful for maybe random legendaries. And we can get some possible Coven rep. Oh, we actually killed something that gave us Witch God rep on a Savage Totem. That's not tremendously common, I don't think. But yeah, some of the beasts are also Eldritch. Meatball, welcome in. How's it going? Alright, we probably just run past the Titanivore. Alright. Possibly get some rep here. There can be an Eldritch Totem in this area as well, and we're trying to get Watcher Blood. So. Yeah, Totem tends to, I think, be a little bit further back, closer to the shrine. If it's spawned in the location I'm thinking. Some Eldritch totems can spawn the mobs that we're looking for that drop the lightning Stunjack's sword. I think we even got 5 Watcher Blood, so if we want to go back to a elite we'll to speed run the end of the campaign. That's an option. Although without the merit, that seems kind of wasteful. Alright, at this point I think we're just going to keep going until we get the Vanguard Rift. We'll pick up the book that activates the Transmute quest as well. Which I believe should be up here. And yeah, here he is. Hey, welcome in, Morndale. This definitely moves faster once we get the XP pots. Get level 88. Okay, so we'll get the Vanguard Rift and then do the initial quest to get us to talk to Basila and Vanguard, and then we'll continue to do main campaign. Alright, we don't care about you, Grandma. Maybe we care about them if there's a bounty and we can just backtrack quickly, but I don't even know if we have the rep to do bounties yet. Friendly, friendly, friendly.
Were you what I must you mortals. Well, do you the Eldritch? I believe.
Greetings, Seeker.
Okay, so these boots are +2 Aura of Censure, which is more RR and damage reduction. Elemental Res, Disruption, Protection, Trap Res, a little bit of percent damage. You lose Stun Res, which we're actually pretty overcapped on, although that also has to do with Overseers, most likely. But at least we're getting something for possible use at 94. Yeah. We're going for a nemesis with beasts at the very least. Which should be pretty easy. Alright, this boss can sunder. Alright, they're invulnerable for a moment. Mage Storm Ascended Vestment of Attack. That's lightning damage, OA, energy regen, Pierce Vit Res, +3 Inquisitor Seal. That's maybe not bad. I don't know if that's our best in slot endgame item, but alright, this should get us probably level 89. Okay, we can start Hidden Path now as well. It's on the list of things that we're eventually going to have to do. And we'll get ourselves slowly up the fort icon. Blast shield. Well, you know what? We might as well kill beast heroes. Everyone we kill gets us closer to Nemesis. And then we can farm Kuba for his pants. Okay. Blast shield. Okay, this guy hurts a lot. Okay, see totem. Click totem. I would say that Paladin is probably the easiest and overall best choice. But I've done Paladin before, so I want to do something a little bit different, and there are some items that do support Purifier. So we're giving that a shot, and welcome in. Yeah. I don't know. My intuitive feeling, Morndale, is that Paladin is better. It's certainly easier to play. You don't have to cast your RR. But, and Oathkeeper tends to be tankier than Demo as well. Yeah, definitely stick to the beginner guide. I know. Not sure who made the guide. I know that Crab Turtle is a poster on Reddit and some other places has done Lightning Rune Callistor starter. So if it's his guide, it's probably pretty good. yeah, his build is solid. He's did a lot of content with it, so definitely you're in good hands there. All right, drop a portal. Yeah, no worries. Hope you're enjoying the build and the game so far. It's a game I have sunk many hours into, and yet continue to enjoy. So it's always good to see new people discovering it. All right, well we kind of ran by that totem. We're not going to backtrack, but usually we see a totem, we're going to click on it with all the runes. All right, so second XP pot should get us probably level 90. And then we'll hit 94. Hopefully pick up a few gear upgrades while we're leveling, but we'll see. If it's convenient, I may reset the game when our XP pot runs out so that we can farm a couple bosses once we hit 94, but don't know yet. Alright, let's get the Fort Icon Rift, and then we can finish Hidden Path and push a little further in Forgotten Gods and into the Necropolis as well. We've got the low-level ice and fire ring, which is +2 artifact handling, but I'm kind of waiting to see what else we can get. Alright, we'll finish Hidden Path now. I am going to leave a few attribute points unused, because even though theoretically we should have the stats we need, I don't want to not be able to use a weapon. try not to die to all these poison mobs. I know we have seal, but yeah, they used to if you didn't have a merit, you used to have to do the quest in all 3 difficulties, but that was one of the quality of life things they changed on a somewhat recent patch. If you do it on ultimate, it counts for all 3. Yeah, you can skip elite. Some people do. I find it useful for the reputation, and it just creates, for me at least, a very nice, efficient leveling path that I know pretty well and am comfortable with at this point. But very much up to you. Okay, I don't know if the mob we want can spawn from this totem or not, but well, if they can, they didn't. Yeah, exactly, Max, and welcome in. How's it going? You streaming tonight or slacking? I know you're going to, is it Dragon Con next week? I've lost track a little bit. Who knows these days? Really? Alright, so sometimes you have to... That actually hit me. Fair enough. So did that. Alright, blast shield. Let's not hang out by his shard. That's okay. Viley does make a very good point, Max. I'm not sure how you refute that. Oh, we was chatting. I did not notice the XP pot ran out. So I was going to reset, but we're just going to go to 94. And then once we hit 94, I'm not going to worry about gaining more levels.
I don't know what.
I don't think we were off the XP pot for too long, though. So for the Vit Conjurer, you do the weapon and shield with a 1 second cooldown, and the amulet with a 0.6 second, and then you throw Dark One Set on. Yeah, that seems pretty crazy, actually. That might actually even be worth playing. So I've done I did Pyromancer with Vit Grenado. I did Spam Bone Harvest with Ritualist. I don't think I've done a Vit Conjurer since I've played Softcore. So maybe that's a thing to do. Well, I guess that means it's getting nerfed, right? Alright, well, in that case, although... If it's getting nerfed, it's not going to get nerfed until they actually have a legitimate patch. They're not going to hotfix Dark One Conjure in the middle of, before they do the next playtest. Welcome in, Fishing Hat. So maybe I will actually run a Dark One Vit Conjurer with the spam sigils and see how it feels. Because that's something... I feel like we had probably talked about Vit spam sigils. Oh my god. Wow, that hurts. Alright, let me, I'm gonna get the next Rift Gate, and I want to take a quick look at this. Something insta-proc Blast Shield. Yeah, we don't have armor or Physres right now. We really are wanting for gear upgrades. Yikes. Okay, so let's go over to Forgotten Gods for a moment. But before I do that, I am curious to check Morndale's build. Okay, sure. So OA, GA. Fizrez is pretty good for a modern build. Armor's fairly mediocre, but that's kind of Dark One set in general. 3100 Vit is pretty nuts, and that's before Hungering Void and obviously Dark One's Gift. What's the uptime on this? Oh yeah, this should have maybe 100% uptime depending on how it works. So yeah, damage numbers are very solid. Sigil is almost, well, the second node of Sigil is almost hard capped. The first node is hard capped. Yeah, you get Possession, and yeah, the classic hard cap 1 to go totem, which gives you DR plus Possession. So Wind Devils are just here for a little bit of extra electrocute, I guess, and to proc. Wait, Flame Tort? Oh yeah, because you have Elemental to Vit and Chaos to Vit, so that's actually not an unreasonable idea. And yeah, double Ring of Basti, which is +2 Sigil and +2 Devouring Swarm. Let's see, 30% RR from Occultist, 64. So yeah, 94 RR before you even get into the devotions. Yeah, that could be very nice, and HP looks pretty good as well.
Yes, traveler.
Yeah, I mean, there's part of me that would just not do that and just put more points into base Curse of Frailty for better AoE and to just not have to worry about missing. But yeah, there are options. Or yeah, bar itself for more stats. Definitely. Okay, we have a totem here, so we will we'll click the totem on our way. Magi rings are easier to get now than they used to be. It is a lot of farming still, though. Rhyme Frost Gargoyle, Girdle of Protection. Mythical Inscribed Bracers. Better for damage, but I'll have to see what else we can get. I hate gambling at the Celestial Smith so much, but it is an option, yeah. Though I do wonder in season with how easy it is to farm crafting mats if gambling at the Smith is a better idea. Okay, we seem trapped and we're getting hit by rocks. I'm just going to cluster here and not care. We've got, what, 23 clusters in inventory. Dodge the clap. Yeah, I know, Max. Not saving clusters for the next character. Alright, we'll go get the Inner Necropolis Riftgate. Wait. Enduring... Scorching is worthless, but... Oh no, that's not even the right shield. What am I doing? Level 91. All right, we didn't get the item we wanted. We are still running around with a lot of very low level gear. Shield is 40, helm's 32. Storm Strife is probably 55. Have to check. 50. Yeah. Runic Bracers are 50. This is level 30, which is just... We have it for the artifact handling, which is amazing, but... It's also a level 30 piece of armor, which is not helping us at the moment. If there is a mythical version that we could get, let's see, hold on. I want to check this quickly. Storm Scorched. Okay. There is a mythical version. Which gives obviously more damage, more arm, and it's level 82, so theoretically it could drop. Plus 3 artifact handling is very nice. Hey, welcome in, Magifer.
Took you long enough. The code to it appears that the
Alright, we'll do another Forgotten Gods Riftgate. Alright, there is a slight chance, based on the timing, we might not hit 94 today, but so we're going to go for about, I'll stop right at 7 my time, so another 22 minutes. Alright, so we can at least return to Basila, turn in that quest.
What of one? The witch gods are united.
Alright, so Ligorian next. So once again, we will see if we get lucky with a totem. It'd be nice to get a good shield. Wrong one. got the chaos one. I still don't understand how Last Epoch isn't finished. I mean, I understand, but how are they this slow? Alright, we have another totem. Which does not spawn any of the mobs that we need. Alright, we're 92. So we're 2 levels from 94. Like I said, we'll end where we end today. Be nice to get the last 2 levels and then just be able to focus entirely on farming at the start of next stream, but we'll see what happens. Ouch. Frenzied of Alacrity. Yeah, okay. That could have hurt. Blue Vegas, no, we very specifically want this MI for the reduced targets resistances to Runic and the skill recharge reduction for Blast Shield. Like, if we just needed a random shield, some of the guaranteed drops might not be bad, but we need the skill modifiers. Alright, we're going to stand in the seal. He seems to be taking not much damage. I wonder if he's got some elemental res gear on. Whoa, okay. Proc blast shield. Hellfire of Corrosion, wow. Incorruptible the Eagle, not a bad roll though. What the hell? Yeah, that doesn't happen often. Alright, let's... When the random elite just shows up in the Ligorian's arena. It's very rare. Alright. Oh, we just ate a bunch of Thunderballs. Let's Sunder's not that big a deal unless we're getting hit by something that hits pretty hard. But yeah, we got hit by one. Done. Mythical Earth Splitter. Yeah, Ligorian is a pretty cool looking boss.
You've returned. So our great Good, you're back. I struggled with. You see the Luminari.
Excuse my father and I.
Try not to get clapped since we don't really have much Phys Res or armor. Yeah, different builds will handle the boss differently for sure. Stalwart Korvac Stormblade of Celerity. It's a pretty horrible roll, but so this is gives us crit and leech to stun jacks, points to full spread, cast speed. It is more damage. It does give us a little bit of health as well. We lose the flat lightning, but I think we still probably take that. I'm going to not shift it yet, though. Okay, that's a lot of enemies. Just keep our distance. Nice, slow, steady retreat. Alright, get the Rift Gate. That's the key thing. Blast shield. Alright, so our leveling progress started out pretty strong, but it seems to be petering out close to the end. Yeah, build definitely feels squishy viley. Some of that is a lot of low-level gear that means low armor values and not having a phys res or health roll on the shield. So, like, with proper rolls and max level gear, it's definitely going to feel better, but it's not tanky. hopefully, when we get legitimate 94 gear, will feel better. I suspect that it will. Yeah, we are close to 93. We might, so like I said, I am going to probably hard stop right at 7 my time, give or take a minute or two, depending on finding someone to raid, but 94 may not happen today. It's looking increasingly unlikely. Alright, so be careful. These guys are definitely going to hurt with our Fizz Resin armor. Okay, get Nane's Stash Quest. It's not like we didn't try to get upgrades on a lot of this gear, it just didn't drop. Okay, let's give Pakla a little bit of respect. I don't usually give Pakla respect, but when we are undergeared by several levels, dozens of levels really. Barbaric of Celerity, is that 94 item? It's actually a pretty good roll. Yeah, this is very scary looking with our armor and Fizz Res. So we're going to hang back and just thin out the herd. Alright, 93. We need a black tallow for this Heart of Darkness. And oh, and we talk to you.
We were never close.
Alright.
What brings you to my pool? Bring me back in
Alright, so we're going to craft the Heart of Darkness. And get the next Rift Gate, and then I think that'll be pretty much it. We'll hit 94 at the very start of Thursday's stream. and we'll be able to start farming legitimate max level gear as well. And hopefully feel a little bit less squishy. Nice stash and vendor a few things, and then we will call it. All right, just curious where we are. Okay, we're at 12 hours, 14 minutes of playtime, so we'll get 94 probably like 12, within 12:30, which for SSF isn't terrible. Now let's see who's on. All right, looks like Raynon is playing Grim Dawn, so we will go raid him. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll be back on Thursday, same time we started today, around 4 o'clock Eastern Time US. And we'll be getting this character to 94, farming up gear, and seeing what else we can do. Vladimir, thanks for the follow, and thanks everyone else for the follows today, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good one.